Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, hey, this is Alex. This is the Ramble. We go until midnight tonight from the East Coast of the United States, from New York, New York. The city's so nice they named it twice. Hello, everybody. How are you? Alex here, and we're getting ready to rumble. Are you ready to rumble? Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got to get something ready here because every Monday we go and talk to our dear friend Philip Meyer. Wait a minute. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. There he is, right there.
I had to start the video. How are you?
I am fine. Why don't I have your name there? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. We got to do this because in case people. Wait a minute.
Don't know who I am?
That's weird. They don't know, but now I do that and it's fine. I don't know. I don't know what went wrong. I have no idea. Oh well.
That's computers for you.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I've been having all kinds of problems lately, technically, with this whole setup. In that every now and then when I start up my OBS, which is the thing that encodes this show and puts it out there and records interviews and things like that, when I start up my my OBS, all of a sudden, this whole machine freezes up, icons disappear, everything goes bad. So I got to turn the computer off, and then when I attempt to turn it on, I have to then pull out the USB ports, USB inputs, and then it starts booting up.
Really?
And then I plug them back in, everything's fine.
Now, there's two ways to do that. There's the software, which is your OSB.
OSB. I don't think. No, I don't think it's that.
But you get hardware that does it.
Well, I don't think it's anything with the computer. I think it has to do with the USB ports. And since I have a whole bunch of them in like a 7-inch strip and then another bunch in another 7-inch strip, I think because the cameras are both on the same 7-inch strip, this may happen every now and then. So I'm going to clean that up this weekend. I'm not going to do anything about it now.
Yeah.
But it's just things like that. And I just go, is this really worth it? We're getting less people watching than have watched this before.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah.
I watched some YouTube videos, and there are these, you have a product to show. You put out a quality product.
Yeah.
I watch some of these guys on these gun videos that have 400,000, 500,000, 600,000 followers, and it's like watching paint dry when they talk. The guy is standing there and saying, I have this knife. Yeah. Why? What are they doing?
I'll tell you something. There's some method to getting people to watch. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what that method is. I have no idea at all.
I have one guy that I know. He's got a site called Fro Knows Photo. His name is Jared Poland. He's got over 1 million followers on YouTube.
Really?
And he uses clickbait to get people to watch
what's clickbait?
He puts some sort of a weird title to his postings. So he'll say, "Oh, it's the death of Nikon," and he'll get 100,000 views, 200,000 views. But really, he's only talking about some small item. So he puts out these titles that I feel is misrepresents what the video is all about. But he has built a following. Then I have another friend, Matt. He's got about 600,000 followers, also a camera guy. And this is the guy I got my computer from.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do clickbait, but he puts out a lot of quality video stuff, and he's a nice guy. He's from Australia. People like him. He's got the accent. He was living in Brooklyn for a while, and he just moved to Hong Kong.
Yes.
But the thing is, some of these ones, I mean, these guys put out some quality stuff. They have people that are working on stuff, videographers, things like that. But I watch these other ones, and I see these guys with 100 and 150,000 followers, and it's nothing. They're talking about Drek.
Well, for instance, I will sometimes go on YouTube and want to watch how to do things, stuff like, how to use OBS, how to improve your OBS videos and so on and so forth, and or how OBS works or how something works. And then I go to it and they they explain it so badly.
Right.
That not even a person like myself who knows what they're talking about can follow it.
Right. How many followers do they have?
Oh, 100,000.
Right.
And I'm going, these guys just, they're terrible. I have yet to find one that I really like and say, now this guy knows how to explain this stuff.
I wanted to know how to clean my AR-15, which is a rifle.
Oh, boy.
I shot it. I forgot.
Oh, boy, here we go. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I watched a video on it, and
you clean it by pointing it towards your face first of all.
I couldn't finish. I couldn't finish the video. He was so boring, but he had over 100,000 followers. So I went to another one. I figured maybe this guy would explain it, and that guy was boring. And I went from one to the next to the next. So I didn't clean it, but
they explain it badly, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They have no ability at sitting there and explaining and making it easy for people to understand
or fun. I mean, they don't make it fun. They don't make it entertaining. Right. There's nothing to it. Now. I understand your frustration with that, and there's got to be a way to do it, because these people that are getting 100,000 followers and it's like watching paint dry, they're not marketing their stuff. They're not going out there and doing anything.
Yeah.
But they're getting these followers. Do you think that YouTube is not putting your signal out to enough people, or?
No, I think they are. I just think that. For some reason, I mean, I guess I'm just trying to appeal by doing a good program, and it's titled The Ramble, and it's got a date on it. Now, if I did call it How to Clean Your AR-15, or Phil tells us how to clean your AR-15, I would probably, I can change the name of the one we've got tonight.
Better yet, a liberal cleans his AR-15. And you get out a pipe cleaner and some other stuff, and you have a little bit of fun with it. Or you just use that as the title, and then people may watch. So try this clickbait title. Some other stuff is, I heard you complaining a couple of shows ago. And
I'm always complaining.
I know. I mean, that's what you live for. But you were saying that you don't do stuff anymore. Well, I remember that you always had something to do.
Yeah, I know. I always had something I could talk about that I did. And hey, here's an amazing thing that I did. And then I
used to go with you to a lot of those amazing things. We go to, movies that you had passes for. We went to see a warehouse once where they had all the Star Wars models out in the backyard. We just did stuff.
Yeah.
Where did you get the lead to know where to go? Who called you? Who told you? What did you do to get that kind of?
Well, I was very well known and very popular, and I had a radio show, and everybody wanted to get their stuff plugged, so they would invite me to stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, the backyard of that.
I mean, it's the same reason I got laid.
Yeah,
I had a radio show.
Yeah,
but this, what have I got here? I've got nothing. This is nothing. But I think about like what I went through today with the problems with the USB port and all that, and I'm going, is it worth this? Is it worth the time? I mean, even the Monday thing, which usually gets pretty good numbers, didn't get really great numbers yesterday. So, I'm going, why am I doing this? Maybe I could just come out with, the 10 things you didn't know about Doctor Who and get myself, 20,000 hits.
Well, that might be an interesting thing. I see some of these YouTubers are actually making money, and some of them are spending a lot more to do it than they're getting back.
Yeah.
But some of them are making money, and it might lead to other stuff. But maybe the title has to be adjusted. To get other people to click on it, or the categories that you list.
Yeah. The QAnon hour. How's that?
I like that.
The QAnon hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about the QAnon hour.
What?
It seems as though a number of the people that went into the Capitol on the 6th are still in jail. Like, the guy with the horns.
Yeah.
And, I saw some video today that he wasn't destroying anything. He was in there. He was actually talking to a cop, and he asked somebody that was sitting on the ground if he needed medical
he was
attention.
Trespassing.
Yeah, well, okay,
He was trespassing.
Trespassing doesn't get you thrown into jail. He's been in jail since the 6th. He hasn't gotten out yet.
Well, he did something like I think he took something from the speaker's desk. That's theft. There are a whole bunch of things he did while he was there. You're listening to his story, right? You saw the interview they did with him, right?
Yeah.
And you're going, oh, well, I guess he didn't do anything. No, he was in there right ahead of everybody. He it wasn't like he was standing outside and goes, oh, the door's open. I think I'll walk inside.
There was a mother and daughter that's exactly what happened. The door was open. They walked inside and they got arrested. Yeah. And the who was the guy? The prosecutor said that he wanted to make an example of all of those people so that the people would not show up during the Biden inauguration. So that,
but I mean, a lot of these people, they actually have the goods on that they conspired with each other to cause a problem that day. Okay, they have the text between them, all of that sort of stuff. So that's why they're being indicted. So that's the reason why. It's not because they weren't doing anything. On the other hand, I won't say they're guilty of anything until we prove them as such.
Well, you've always been.
But I think you've got to show that if you want to do what happened at the Capitol that day, go ahead and do it, but you're going to have to pay a price for it.
Yeah. I got to admit that you've always been very fair in not convicting someone in the court of public.
I tell you, I don't say this much because people will get all, the cancel culture will go crazy with this. Yeah. But I've been watching the way the trial in Minneapolis is being covered. Now, let me say to begin with that if you ask me personally, took me off of here, put me over in a corner and said, what do you think about the guy who, knelt on the guy's neck and killed him? I would say he should go to jail for the next 100 years. It was unacceptable behavior. It was more force than needed to be used, blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't give him a fair trial.
No.
And so my job is to not comment on what's going on in the trial. Plus, what's going on in the trial now looks really bad for the guy because the defense hasn't put up their case yet. Now, I don't think they're going to be able to put up a very good case, but nevertheless, somebody said to me the other day, what would happen if this guy was found not guilty? And I said, what would happen. There would be riots all over the country. There would be burnings of buildings and blah, 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 blah. People would go crazy over the fact this guy wasn't found guilty. So now think about the pressure on that jury to find him guilty. And then I say, wait a minute. Then I say, well, where can he can't get a fair trial? And I'm saying virtually nowhere in the United States can he get an objective trial.
There's 12 jurors. and they have to, the prosecution has to have all 12 jurors agree that he's guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And if that doesn't happen and there's a hung jury,
Phil,
people,
you think that's going to happen?
I think there's a chance.
But what do you think makes it not a chance? Exactly what I'm saying. They're thinking up
not a
here.
chance.
Well, if we voted, let me again. I say nobody take this as me defending the guy and his actions in Minneapolis. I'm just saying I think that in spite of what he is accused of doing, he is entitled to a fair and impartial trial. And I don't think he's getting that when you turn over to MSNBC and they're saying, see, he really did it. See how long he had his foot on the neck of the guy? Blah, blah, blah. What you do is you cover it, and then you don't comment on the proceedings or the merits of what's going on. You wait till the whole thing is over and the trial is settled and the verdict is announced, and then you start having your Monday morning quarterbacking.
They used to never even mention the name of a suspect.
No, they did. But
would black them out years ago. They used to.
I don't remember that, but I do know that in England, if you're accused of a crime, the district attorney, whatever, the crown prosecutor, gets up and says, here, we arrested this guy, and this is what we're charging him with, blah, 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 blah. And then, and then nobody reports anything until the trial. And then the trial goes on, and you simply report what's going on at the trial.
Maybe it's the victims that don't get their names mentioned.
Well, victims don't get their names mentioned many times. But what I'm saying is that I believe in everybody getting a fair trial, no matter what they're accused of doing, no matter how heinous it is, And I just think that what's going on, and it's not the fault of what's going on in Minneapolis. That's a trial. That's the way trials are. That's how defense attorneys defend their clients, and so on and so forth. But let me just get rid of this little Michigas up at the top of the screen. People stop calling. Okay, so I don't get those notes.
Call when you want.
Yeah, call when you want. Call when it's time to call. Anyway, I think, sure, it's fine. I think it's terrific, and you have a trial, and then after it's over, then you have your Monday morning quarterbacking. And I knew he was guilty all along, and in
the 24-hour news cycle, they need something to talk about. So they're sitting there and they're exposing all of this stuff rather than allowing the guy to have a fair trial.
They all do it. Even Fox does it by not. Fox does it by not running the trial.
Right. Well, they all do it because they want eyeballs.
Yeah.
And maybe Fox just didn't have the rights to the trial. Who knows?
No, there's no such thing as rights to a trial. Everybody has rights to a trial. If there's cameras inside,
so they're just not running the feed.
If I could get a feed from somewhere, I could run it right here. There's nothing wrong there. But what I'm saying is that Fox isn't running it. They occasionally go to it, but they are not running it, and neither is OAN, and neither is Newsmax. I think that is just as much of a commentary as running it and then making commentary.
Probably true. Other things that are going on right now that sort of bother me is people are not standing up and doing things. You remember in 1963, there was some woman in a park in New York. She was being raped and murdered, and all the people in the apartment buildings that overlooked the park were sitting at their windows watching this take place. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was her name?
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the woman who's getting stabbed on the street?
No, I'm talking about an earlier incident in 1963.
Oh, you're talking about Kitty Genovese.
That's it.
Well, that was on the street. They weren't sitting in the windows. They were standing on the street watching this woman get stabbed.
I thought people were in the windows. They're eating their dinner and they're watching.
I think they may have done that too. But basically, It was a crowd of people watching this going on and doing nothing. And I think she died. She was killed.
Right. Oh, she did. Yeah. Everybody.
By the way.
Yeah.
my memory is crap, right? Because I'm taking like
Better
this
than mine.
I'm taking this damn pregabalin, right? And it just and you just said, and who was that woman? I said, oh, Kitty Genovese.
Right.
Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
You do that. You do that. It's a talent. But the reason I bring that up is, you know how outraged everybody was over that. Right now, you have stabbings, just like you mentioned. You had some 65-year-old Chinese Filipino lady that a guy who stabbed his mother 19 years ago and was out of prison. I think it was in New York. He kicked her and he kicked her to the ground and he beat her. It really hurt her. And people were in a cell store, you know, a cellular telephone store, watching this from the store. They didn't call the police. They didn't get involved. They didn't yell, "Get away from her." They just let this thing happen willy-nilly. Now, I understand the two people from the cellular phone store were fired because of their inaction, but this seems to be.
Well, here's a good question. If you were in Minneapolis when George, what's his name, Floyd, was being choked to death by this cop with this.
People took pictures.
Well, wait a minute. If you were there, what would you have done?
That's a hard thing. Honestly, I didn't. I thought that since he was talking, that he was breathing. And he said he couldn't breathe. And when somebody's choking.
But he said, I can't breathe like 12 times or something like that. It wasn't just a momentary, I can't breathe. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm just saying, if I was there, I would have jumped in and stopped the cop from doing it. I would have taken the consequences, but I would not allow that to continue to go on. And why people sat around, and now, of course, they show up in court and testify, oh, it was horrible what I was watching.
Yeah, they were
watching. Why didn't you do something about it?
They were firemen, firewomen. They were EMTs. They were all sorts of professionals that are Sunday, backseat quarterbacking the situation, saying I would have done this and I would have done that, but they didn't do anything. And the same thing, Kitty Genovese, the Filipino lady in New York, and there was a couple of others recently. Do you remember what they were?
Well, people do not jump in and do anything about it, you know, and that's terrible. It's just horrible. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, but all I'm saying is that for all these people that are moaning and griping or were standing by, why didn't you do something about it?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I saw a thing this morning. It was a guy who was driving down the road.
By the way, I don't care if these guys were cops. You still do something about it. If you notice that the cop is doing something which is going to kill this person, and this person is handcuffed, and he's on the ground, and he's not a threat to anybody, then you should jump in. And I bet you, if you jump in and the cops arrest you for doing it, you'd be out of jail the next day, and the judge would say, bless you, go on your way.
Well, you know, the thing is, the guy was handcuffed. That's the.
Oh, he was handcuffed. He couldn't hurt anybody.
Right. To lean on the guy like that until the life was out of him.
Well, here
it was wrong.
We're Monday morning quarterbacking it. Here.
Right.
See,
that's I saw the video that the people on the sidewalk took, but I also saw video that was several of the different cops, including Shervin, his body cam. Mm-hmm. And if you looked at his body cam, I think that there's going to be some doubt in the jurors, and that's what may sway at least one.
Yeah, but believe me, he's going to be found guilty, and he's going to be found guilty because none of these people on the jury want to feel that they are the one that let him go. Okay, right. And they know what's going to happen if they don't find him guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
Now they just introduced another charge, which was third-degree manslaughter. Was it? Now, what can a guy get for third-degree manslaughter? 90 days? I think
you get your driver's license taken away.
Yeah. So what happens is when the public feels that the punishment does not meet the crime, they also go nuts. So if he got off, they're going to go nuts. They're going to burn things down. They're going to loot Walmarts. They're going to take TVs and shoes. But if he gets 180 days and he's out 90, I think you're going to have a similar.
Here's my argument. It's the last argument I'm going to make on this. Is that you ask for a trial to have a change of venue when you feel that a person cannot be tried in that town. And in this case, I don't think he could be tried anywhere in the United States.
Well, if he's getting a trial by his peers, aren't his peers in that town?
Well, his peers are in that town, but that is maybe not. I don't know. I don't know where you could try this trial where he could get what I consider a fair and impartial trial, because the people who are put on the jury are not impartial as people.
Nobody is impartial.
You know who you put on that jury? Me. Because I will be impartial about it.
But other people are capable of that impartiality.
Yeah.
They're capable of removing themselves from their
and as it is, you really can't put me on a jury because I know too much about that case. In fact, I was a witness to the crime. We all were.
Oh yeah, we saw it on.
So I mean, it's just I don't know. What I'm tired of is the way these news operations handle it. Okay, they're handling it from the standpoint, at least the liberal ones, MSNBC, CNN, are handling it like, we know he did it. We know he's guilty of it. And look, I'm the first one to be exactly that way. But I don't feel that it's my job to prejudge the case here on this program. Does that make sense?
Yes, but what's happening in the news media is probably what's going to get him his next trial, his appeal.
It may happen. Quite frankly, I don't think these lawyers for him have their heart in it. I think they know they've got an uphill fight here, and they're just doing anything they can to try and I think what they're trying to do is create reversible errors.
They could make their career on this. Look at the OJ case. I mean, the prosecutors ended up, eating crow. But what was?
Let me say something. I'm not the bravest guy in the world. Okay, in fact, I'm a sniveling coward. All right, but Brian and Charlie have been having a discussion here online, and Brian writes, "Yes, Charlie, I think you would try to break that up, and you would have saved him." But been shot 10 times.
Well, that's a possibility.
And Brian may be right, but knowing that, I still would have done something about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have just stood there. And when I saw this thing going on, I'm going, wait a minute. I just got here, and he just put his foot on the guy's neck, and he's been there doing it for 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Hey, somebody stop this.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if there was a crowd there, they could have gotten really snarly if they wanted to, and maybe it would have changed things.
Yeah, well, they didn't, and they didn't when the Filipino lady got beat down in New York. They didn't when Kitty Genovese was being murdered.
Right. That was like 50 years ago or something.
But it's a repeatable behavior that seems to go on and on and on. And, you ask yourself, where is the humanity in that?
One last thing I want to talk to you about for a quick second, but it's because I got to get to these people here. They want to talk to me. I don't know why. What do you think? Now, you gave money to Trump, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you give money to his second appeal when he said after the election where he said he needed money?
No.
Okay. Do you know what happened? Didn't you with that?
Yeah, there was people didn't opt out of a thing, but it wasn't Trump. It was a group that was collecting money under Trump's name.
Well, that was going to Trump. It's under Trump's name. Look,
whenever I gave money to Trump, it was an actual Trump approved.
But the buck stops there. Okay, he should have stopped that if he saw it. I mean, it is a terrible thing they did.
I didn't know that's happening.
Huh?
How do you know that
He
that's
knew it was happening. He's pocketing
Knew
the money.
after the
He's
fact.
pocketing the money right now.
people complained, and I'm sure
And they're
that
complaining, but what they did, in case people don't know, is they sat on an appeal, and then they said this is a monthly charge unless you opt out.
Right.
And nobody reads that, and there's a little check mark, and you figure you check mark, maybe that's opting out, and you go.
Well-
But though they had the check mark already checked, okay.
I give to a number of things, like the UC Theater, for
Yeah.
instance. I give like every couple of months. I give them a couple $100.
Yeah.
And right on there they say, do you want this to be a reoccurring
and then
thing?
you have to check it.
Right.
Well-
And I say no.
No, but
because
they didn't pre-check it. If they had pre-checked it, you would have been pissed.
Exactly.
And what they did then, after a while, this monthly charge suddenly became a weekly charge.
Right. Now, what happened was some of these people, their life savings got eaten up. People had like $3,000.
Yeah. Well, there's if it isn't your boy Trump, it's his people. And,
well, there's people that do frauds all over the place.
Right. And Trump is one of them. He's done it constantly all his life. So why shouldn't he do it now?
People are collecting this money. I'm sure that a large percentage of it didn't go to Trump. When you have these charities, sometimes a big percentage.
Okay, continue to make excuses. Continue to make. Hey, listen, I gotta go. These people they're gonna be mad at me if I don't start,
they're chomping at the bit.
if I don't start talking to them.
All right.
Anyway.
See you next week.
Okay. Anyway, thank you, Phil. Appreciate it. Always
Sure.
do.
Take care and have a great show.
Anyway, that's Phil, and that's his little together thing with us. And now we'll bring on all the other people here who are probably just really pissed at me for taking that long with somebody that they disagree with. But here we go. Here come our people. There's Charlie Wallace. There's Brian Neary.
Gotta wake up.
There's Alan. There's Trucker Steve. And, whatever.
Taking a nap, that was so boring. God. Woo! Tuesday nights are tough.
How was that boring? How was that boring?
He's
I don't
heading
think
into
you
our
would've-
time.
Huh?
So Alex,
He's heading into our time.
you said that you would have jumped in and stopped the police.
Yeah.
Charlie, would you have?
Hell no, not as a black man. Hell no. I would have got one word out. I'd have been dead.
By the
Yeah.
way, Scott K has joined us. Are you there, Scott?
Yeah, I am. Hold on.
Yeah, give us
I don't have video.
The Boddicker.
No, it's not Boddicker, is it?
Oh,
Start
No,
video.
that's
There-
Scott K.
No,
Oh, it
no,
is?
I was here.
oh.
A white
You know
week
what
ago,
it is?
so-
He looks like Scott Boddicker, doesn't he?
No, my hair is short.
But doesn't he look like Scott Boddicker?
No, he doesn't have a glass in his hand.
No, I see. Okay.
Whoa.
Scott's always drinking.
Well, you're in Canada, right, Scott?
No, Ohio.
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 Wait a minute, we had
Yeah.
you on before?
Yeah, I was
Yeah, he was
on
on-
about a week or so.
Oh
ago.
yeah, okay. I thought I'm getting old. I don't remember.
I'm the STD guy.
the guy.
Gonorrhea dude.
Oh,
yeah.
you had gonorrhea. Oh, okay, good.
No, I work at STD for the health department.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex has got a short memory. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I had gonorrhea and they told me to use STD, I went out and thought it was an oil additive.
Right.
Yeah, so. Ta-da-pam-pa-dam-pam. Anyway.
So going back to you would help the guy. Here's the deal. I can only use California.
Hey,
'cause
I can
don't-
say anything I want to. I wasn't there, and I don't have to walk the walk. But I'm telling you what I think I
you
would
wouldn't
do.
have helped him. I don't believe you.
You don't believe me?
No. It's a kind of a no-win situation to intervene in the police.
Yeah.
When they're doing their
The
job.
other day,
What
wait a
happens-
minute. The other day, I was taking a walk in the park. I went down to the Harlem Mews, and as I'm coming back, this guy has one of these hot dog machines, right, where he serves hot dogs, right out of that swamp water. you know.
vendor cart.
Yeah, vendor cart. And he had this big umbrella. And he was sitting down on the bench, and the big umbrella, the wind came along, and the umbrella uplifted itself off of its thing and started rolling down the street. And I went and grabbed it and gave it to him. So
Wow.
don't say I wouldn't have helped.
Well, I would have done
But
that.
the umbrella can't shoot you.
Yeah, umbrella can't shoot me.
At least I'm a man of action. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I've done that.
What?
Where people drop something or something got blown off, a hat gets blown off their
Yeah,
head, and I've gone and run after and got it.
I'm always good for that. You know.
Yeah.
Right? And usually they don't notice that it was blown away.
So can I try some of my technical skills on your camera issue?
On my camera issue?
Yeah, you were talking to Phil early that you got to unplug and turn on and off all the USBs and all the cameras.
To get the
and
machine to boot up, yeah.
stuff. Are your USB ports powered? or
Yes.
just-
Yes.
so you have a plug that plugs into the wall too.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that plug came out,
No,
or
no,
could
because the lights are
port had
because the
failed?
lights are lit up.
Okay.
But it
A
might,
lot of people think they have a powered USB port.
no,
when they plug
these
it
are.
into
I
the-
actually have powered ports.
Okay, when
and,
they plug
uh,
it into the computer, it lights up and they think it's powered.
Well, no, it's plugged in. Yeah.
Okay, to the
No,
wall.
you know,
Okay.
and I would have that. Well, I'm having that trouble when I turn the computer off and turn it back on. I have to remove those things, but I don't think that's what it is. I think it may be that two of these cameras are on the same USB strip, and maybe I'm drawing too much power between the two of them. You know, so.
Not if it's powered. Not I don't.
Well,
I
it's
don't know
powered.
power.
It's powered, and it's yeah, no, all the lights are lit up and everything. So, yeah.
Okay,
But
but you plug it into the USB on the computer, the
Mhm.
strip,
Mhm.
plus you plug it into the wall. Correct.
Yes, a plug. It has an electrical plug.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
A lot of people think a powered strip. You plug it into the computer and it lights up. It's powered.
No.
So,
S-
okay,
something
okay, I
happens,
just-
and sometimes I only have to pull out one of the USB strips, one of the USB plugs, and it starts up. Today I did it once. I only had to remove one USB, and it powered up. And then I turned the machine off, start up again. Of course, it wouldn't go. So I pulled that, but that didn't do it. Then I pulled another. I had to pull all three that were in the computer before it would then. I got the Apple, and then I could plug them back in, and when it came up,
Sounds
everything
like your powered port is dying or something.
could be. That could be.
You know,
Yeah.
because it should run. When you plug these things in, they'll run a couple amps of hard drives and cameras.
Yeah, well,
and stuff.
this is more than we need to know. Although I could retitle this episode. Let's see here. Fix your webcam.
Okay,
You know, and
I'm
then
done.
I'll get a million hits.
I'm done.
On it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what it is, but I'm starting to give up on it. It's just one more. You know, and I could probably solve it by doing exactly what you're saying, but you know, who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't know.
and-
I had a powered port last year. Excuse me. I had it and got a new computer.
Mhm.
And they say you don't need the powered port with the super speed thing, but that's BS. And so I got a powered port. My old one died. I
Mhm.
didn't know it. And what do you want for $19?
Yeah, but if it dies, all your inputs are going to go out.
Nope.
All your icons are going to disappear.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. The computer sends out a voltage of its own. You know how you can, on some computers, most computers, you can plug
No.
your smartphone into a USB port and it will charge your phone.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's powered, but it's not a powered port.
Is there,
externally.
how excited is everybody? Brian, are you going
I'm
to
trying to
sleep?
help you with your problem.
Brian,
That's okay.
are you
Oh,
asleep?
hey, how's it going?
Are you asleep?
Did you ask me a question?
Are
No.
you awake? Are
Sorry.
you asleep? How many people are watching now? We only have 29 people watching us right now. Why am I
They all
doing
wanted
this
to hear
show?
my technical
What am I
explanation.
doing this show for? What? Why? Yes, Brian, answer me.
Me.
Oh,
Us.
okay. Well, that's
You
it.
always say it's all for us. Screw everybody else.
That's about what it is, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll
but
just hang out.
I've been thinking about going to one day a week. You know, I'm just And a couple of times last week, I didn't even post the show so anybody could watch it except by going to Gabnet.
Mm.
You know.
Robert's wife's gonna be mad at you.
What?
Robert's wife's gonna be mad at you.
Yeah,
Why?
if you do that.
She watched the replay.
Oh, I thought she'd be mad at me because she's happy when he's on the show because he's not bothering her.
That's it.
You know. But there's always one technical fire or another that I can't put out, you know, that I'm trying to put out. And this happened before, and I finally, by changing a camera, I managed to get the problem to go away for a while. And then it's back again. It happened today.
Uh-huh.
But this is after being, I think I was running this computer for about 3 weeks without rebooting it, and it was just fine. So, you know, I don't know what it is. Hell with it. I give up.
Okay. Good.
And if the computer doesn't work anymore, or I can't get any of this stuff up, well, then I just won't do a show. You know? I'm just tired of having to worry about whether, you know, because I don't turn on this thing that I switch the show with until just before I go on the air. And now I'm feeling I have to do it like 15 minutes early in case it screws up and fries the whole system, and I've got to reboot. You know, and I got to have enough time to reboot and get everything going. So.
How are you turning it on? How are you turning it on?
Just by clicking on it on the app.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on, I set you up for a good joke.
Well, how am I turning it on? I blow in its
How
ear.
you turn it on?
I blow in its ear.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So anyway, everybody, how was your weekend? Okay, that's.
We're doing Hawaii next week.
You're going to Hawaii?
Yeah, family. We're gonna go to Hawaii.
Oh, so you won't be here. So then I'll only have 4 people here.
No, no. I'm getting Howard. Howard and I are gonna call. Remember Howard?
Howard.
From Hawaii? Yeah, we're gonna call from Hawaii.
Howard in Hawaii. Why
Yeah,
isn't he
yeah,
called? Why isn't he called lately?
I don't know. I always give him a hard
Months.
time.
Really?
I said
He-
just check in at least once a month or something.
yeah,
but,
he doesn't call anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm giving him a hard time.
but I guess you could go to his place and call the show, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll force him.
But let's see. Well, yeah, I'll be in the afternoon.
Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing to
good.
do in Hawaii in the afternoon.
Nah.
Like, there's nothing to do in Hawaii at night. In fact, there's nothing to do in Hawaii.
Watch the ocean.
Yeah, the kids are gonna have a blast. Just throw them in the water and come back in a couple hours.
Just
and
throw
get
them in the water and watch them drown. I see. Okay, that's a good father. Just come back, see if they're still alive later on. If they are, you've done your part.
See if they survive.
Yeah, yeah.
Can any of your kids swim?
Oh yeah, yeah. They love
Well,
swimming.
Marjorie
Yeah, we
said now that we're almost at a point where we can fly somewhere,
Mhm.
that we should go somewhere on vacation. But let's go somewhere we've never been before. So I don't know. I mean, I'd like
about
to
the
go to.
kitchen?
I'd like to go to. Yeah, I'd like to go to. I'd like to go to Europe or Spain or someplace like that. You know, Italy. But they're still so full of the virus that that they're not really open for business right now.
Right.
Yeah, we vaccinated like 14 or 15% of the country. Canada's vaccinated 2%.
2%?
2% is what they said in the news the other day.
Really?
Maybe it's up to 2.5
No, we've
now.
done the. I think.
I tell you, a lot of people are getting pissed off with Trudeau because of it.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes,
Why is
including
it?
me.
Why is it so difficult? Has he not gotten enough vaccine?
I don't know. He's just a
There-
fucking pansy.
There's vaccine plants there. They're using the Johnson & Johnson, the AstraZeneca, the Pfizer, and the Moderna.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they've got enough of it. That's
Well,
the
that's
question.
another issue, but I would think they have.
Well,
plenty.
here's what.
The thing is, we only have 37 million people in Canada. We should have been already done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should have
If
been ahead of-
Israel could do
ahead of
most of their
that.
people,
yeah. You should 37 million. God,
We should have been done by now.
we've done what 100 million,
No
something like.
excuse for this crap.
How much have we done right now? Do you know, Dr. Doom?
Yeah, we vaccinated like was 150 million people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 150 million vaccines. There's
Right.
only like 18 million or something that have been had both vaccines
Yeah.
or whatever it was. That's the
So 37 million should be an easy go. And now they say everybody over 16, but between 16 and 18, they've got to use Pfizer. And the reason being that Pfizer has said that they are good for people over 16 years of age to 18. So they've given the go-ahead that they can get those people. Moderna, I don't think, has come out with their statistics yet. But that's the reason why. But, this is good news. It's good news for Matt Gaetz, actually, if you think about it. You can now have safe sex again, now that people... Oh, wait a minute, excuse me. It's 16 and over. It's out of that range for Matt Gaetz. By the way, did I see something in the paper or something? Not paper. Who reads the paper anymore? In the news that Trump has, turned his back on Matt Gaetz.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that he doesn't want to have anything to do with him because of the current brouhaha. So
I think I read, didn't Gates, the rumor is Gates asked Trump for a pardon?
what?
I saw today. Yeah, there was some headline of that he had asked Trump for a pardon. So I don't know if he anticipated what's going on or what.
Oh,
I'll
really?
have to find it.
Oh.
Trump knew about it because the investigation started under Barr's as Attorney General.
Wow.
Bill Barr started the investigation.
Well, but he's in a lot of trouble. If he at all paid for those girls to come to Florida, that's all they wrote. All the government has to show are the receipts. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was reported by the Times.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he had asked for a pardon before Trump was out of office.
And can you see those other old guys in where he was, right on the floor? All those old guys are probably like, what the hell is this guy keeps showing me pictures? This idiot keeps bragging about these young girls he's with, and now he gets caught. It's so funny. The guy always tries to show off and like he's badass, and then he gets it in the end. That's good.
What is he thinking? I mean, I know that Republicans are stupid, but this is ridiculous. I mean, come on. How dumb do you have to be to know that is not good behavior? And it's even less good behavior in this day and age. Okay?
Yeah.
So
And not only that, he had to pay for it.
Yes.
Which makes it even worse.
Yes.
In a way, because I couldn't get these on my own. I had to pay for it.
Yeah. I only got 27 people right now watching.
All right, well, let's go.
You know what I should do? I should just turn off the live feed. That's what I should do.
Sure.
Yeah. Fuck them.
They're just going to write nasty comments anyhow.
I'm going to turn off the live feed in 5 minutes, folks, unless we get some more
unless
people
you all
watching.
call now. Hurry. Call now.
Of course. Here's the stupidity of that, though.
Turd Ferguson, that guy, remember? And
Yeah.
Who else? All these guys, let's call now. Howard, come on.
Well, the problem with this whole thing is that I can threaten that if we don't get more people in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to turn the YouTube feed off, the live feed. But that's not a real threat because there's nobody listening to hear the threat. And those that are hearing what the threat are already watching. So, are you watching the show, by the way, Brian?
No.
You haven't got anybody else watching the show while we're on here? No.
Oh, yeah, I am.
You are? Okay. Just kill your feed. Would you kill the feed from on your browser? Okay. Okay.
I'm off.
Okay. We're at 29. Okay, I want to see it go to 28. Oh. Wow. Let me see here. Let me try fixing this up here a little bit. No, it's at 28 now. Okay. Thank you very much. Here comes John Redshaw. He was on the other day.
Yeah, John. Yeah.
Yeah.
Young
John
guys.
Redshaw. Hello, John. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah, you're out in Long Island, right?
Yes, that's right.
See, I'm starting to remember stuff.
I'm not Turd Ferguson. I'm sorry.
Who was Turd Ferguson?
He was a guy who had he was itching. I don't know what that was about, but if you pull that.
Oh, that was the guy from Canada.
Turd Ferguson.
Talked
Yes,
about the
Turd.
Bears?
Yes,
Okay.
his
He was the one from British Columbia.
his name was
Oh,
John
that's
Ferguson, but somehow on his thing it said Turd Ferguson. I don't know
Oh,
why.
you know those Canadians can't get it right.
Yeah,
He
well,
got the name from something.
yeah, we got to
He didn't
get.
say,
We
he
got to
didn't
get.
say A one time.
Yeah.
A?
Mhm.
Oh, hey, turn your browser back on. Let me see it go up to 29 again.
Ooh, okay.
Let's see here. Yeah. What
So,
happened?
Alex,
Actually, yes.
I have a suggestion for you to get more viewers.
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah.
Do you remember that night when everybody was talking about crapping in their pants?
Yeah.
Why don't you take an excerpt?
Huh?
Do it like a 2-minute video,
Yeah.
and right on the title, Alex's panel talks about crapping in their pants.
Oh,
People
I see.
would click on that like you wouldn't believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something.
And you put a like a link to the actual show
Mm-hmm.
at the end, on the video, and
Huh.
say to watch more of this.
That's very good. That's a good idea.
You probably thought of it before, but there
Yeah.
are certain times when the show is really funny for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You could do that, and it would get people to come over. I've seen that in a lot of long form shows like this type. They do excerpts.
Do you
and
know
they
what
put-
I did? I read about a thing in, I think it was in one of the Scandinavian countries, that they called slow TV. And they would simply have a camera on something that was changing very little as time went on. Okay? So one day I saw that across the street it had just snowed and the snow had stopped. And now the snow was melting and it was dripping from the buildings. So I did my slow TV, Snow Dripping. I named it Slow TV. I got 500 people watching the goddamn thing. Now I
Maybe
don't know.
Phil's right.
That
Maybe
got
you
pretty
ought to
good. That
change
got
the
pretty
name.
good numbers. I'm wondering how paint drying will do.
Yeah, try that. Maybe Phil's got a point. Change
Fast
the name. Lead people into it.
Yeah, well, maybe I should do a thing, paint drying. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can do it from the other studio that I have here, and I just stick a thing out the window, and you can just see nothing happening, absolutely nothing.
How many hits do you get when you show the snow outside and stuff like that?
Yeah,
before?
about that, 300, 400 people.
Really? Just during
Yeah,
hours? Huh?
yeah. I mean, the people don't watch it for a very long time, but I get a lot of them. What do I got to do here? Let paint dry? Everybody, just don't do anything right now. This is going great on the audio version.
32.
Somebody's breathing.
31. We're down to 31 now.
We went up. We went up though. Yeah.
Okay, tell all your friends if you're listening. I'm going to have a naked woman on the show during the next half hour. Went up to 32. Okay. Anyway, did anybody watch 60 Minutes this weekend
Yeah.
and see the thing they did on Florida
Yeah.
and the vaccinations down there and how if you got money you can get a vaccination, but if you don't, you can't?
Surprise,
All the
surprise.
rich areas.
They got
Yeah.
this very poor area in which people are so poor they don't even have cars.
Nope.
Okay, they have to take a bus to go wherever they have to go, and they decided to allow to do away with vaccination centers and just all the Publix with an X pharmacies were going to give out the shots. And the closest Publix pharmacy was 40 miles away for these people. All right?
They said that they didn't want it. They said that people didn't want it, but then all the people said, no, we want it so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. There was this one really old lady in her 90s. And she was finally thrilled when she did get a shot, but you had to get on a bus, take the bus 40 miles to this Publix, you know, in order to get it. Now, here in New York, I mean, we go overboard to make sure that people who are disadvantaged get the shots by actually going to them. We go to their apartments, knock on the door, you want a shot? Boom, you get a shot. So, I mean, what they're doing in Florida, and then it turned out that people found that you didn't have to be a resident of Florida to get a COVID shot in Florida, and so people started taking their private jets and flying in and getting it. You know, and what was how people found out about this is a very rich woman was showing herself on her private jet and did this whole video about how she was going to get her shot in Florida. And people, of course, got apoplectic about that one. But
They probably had more than 30 people listening.
yeah. But now it looks like the president says that he honestly believes everybody can get a shot now, that there's enough out there to take care of everybody.
Good. That's a long line.
That's providing we find out that don't find out that the Johnson & Johnson has candy corn in it. You know, I mean, what else can go wrong with the Johnson & Johnson? We already didn't have any faith in it. Okay. But all of a sudden, it gets even worse.
I think they're in better shape than AstraZeneca for PR.
Oh, AstraZeneca is all kinds of problems.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, there is some question as to whether we went too fast in approving these things. But, I mean, come on. You know, we had to do something.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't hear about any statistics. Do you hear any statistics about people who've had the shot who get COVID and die?
No, but I've heard this statistic that not one person who's gotten the shot has even been hospitalized, much less died.
Wow.
From the shot or from COVID?
No, from COVID.
No, nobody that has gotten the COVID vaccine has even been hospitalized for COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
And certainly nobody's ever died.
apparently it's working. It's working.
Even the ones that caught COVID after the vaccine didn't get it bad enough to be hospitalized.
That's nice.
Right. Right.
That
Yeah, I think-
alone is worth getting the shot.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a lot of them who got sick were less than 2 weeks after the last shot,
Right.
when you
Yeah.
don't have the full antibodies built up.
Well, supposedly with the one shot, you do have some fairly
You
decent
do.
amount of protection.
Yeah, it just doesn't last as long. You need the second shot.
The booster gives you that second shot of it. Now, I have, you know, you all get a card, right? You all have your cards, right? How many have had them laminated?
Oh, not yet.
I have mine laminated. Marjorie went out and laminated it for me. And now they're saying don't laminate them.
Why?
Well, because it might smudge the writing on them, which it didn't on mine. And then it says if there's a booster shot, they can't write it in.
They'll give you another card.
I would imagine there will be some, you know, to begin with, I have this thing on my phone, okay, which I don't have here right now, but on my phone, you know, that the state issues, that they actually go into their database and find out if I've had the second shot and everything, and then I have a little barcode and everything, and if I need to go somewhere, I can use that. So.
Why doesn't every state have that?
Well, every state should have that, and I'll tell you why. Because you can forge these cards. I mean, after all, they're just pre-printed cards.
Yeah.
You get a couple of hundred of them from wherever they make them, give them to people, have them fill out phony stuff, Moderna, you know, first shot, second shot, whatever. And
Heck, you could duplicate the card.
but
in Word,
if
print
you
your
if
own.
you have a method where you have to actually go to the state or the city in order for it to verify that you've had the second shot, then that's certainly far more effective, and that's what I have, and I like it. But it expires in a month. But I think at the end of that month, I simply go back in and I redo it, and it gives me another month. So,
Oh.
you know.
Yeah, most states already have a vaccine tracking system. They use it with children.
Mm-hmm.
So what they did
Oh.
is they extended it to adults. So most states have a system in place. They are using that system for adults.
I wonder if they have it. I wonder if they have it for like our regular flu shots.
California's talking about doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that what we should do is make sure that every state does it, and that we start up a system of you can go to the movies, but you've got to have your card. You can't get into the movie if you don't have your card. Oh, you want to go to the baseball game? You can go to the
Airlines are
baseball
starting to
game,
do that.
but you got to have the card. Well, if you do that, then these people who are a little reluctant right now will suddenly realize they don't want to be an outsider. They want to be an insider, and I want to be able to go to a baseball game or a movie theater, and they'll do something about it, you know?
I see on the news right now that the numbers are going up in Hawaii too, and they're going to, starting this Saturday, they're going to reimpose their 10-day, whatever you call the thing. When you get there, you got to sit there for 10 days in your hotel.
Okay,
Quarantine.
have a good time, Brian.
Yeah.
Have a nice vacation.
Good, right. Give us a call from your hotel room when you get bored.
Actually, I'm just giving Brian a hard time. I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. Damn it. Damn it.
Got him excited. He's going to cross me off the Christmas
Well, I
list.
wanted to ruin his vacation.
Hold on, I need to check something really quick.
He's one of.
Did you notice that the boycott of baseball wasn't really working? The stadium at Ranger Stadium was packed.
Oh, it was
50,000 people in the Ranger Stadium. Of course, they'll probably have a huge COVID outbreak after
Oh,
that.
yeah. Well, they told everybody you must wear a mask to go into Ranger Stadium, but then they had cameras in the stadium, and nobody was wearing
Is that
them.
in Georgia?
No, that's in Texas.
Texas. Oh, the Texas Rangers. Oh, okay.
It's over the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, your governor down there is the stupidest human being
Oh, yeah.
on the planet.
Probably get reelected.
Governor Gimp.
Yep.
Yeah. What's he in the wheelchair for? Did somebody try to break his legs or something?
No, he had some kind of accident, an industrial accident or something like that, and was paralyzed from it.
What happened?
That's a
Did his
huge
brain
medical
did
settlement.
his brain fall out onto his legs or something?
Yeah, but it's worse than that. He got like $20 million settlement, and then he passed a law so nobody can get more than $500,000 now. He got his $20 million.
Son of a bitch.
No
Now
shit.
the most you can get in an accident like that is $500,000.
I love your governor and your senator, Ted Cruz. Who's the other senator there?
Cornyn.
Is he just as bad?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Why does Texas vote for these scumbags?
Because they won't let anybody vote except for the rednecks.
Really?
Yeah, we had like 30% voter turnout. Because you got to go wait in line 8 hours if you live in an.
You know what
area.
you need is what they've got in Georgia, which is that woman. What's his name?
Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams, because she did a great job of getting the black vote out.
Absolutely.
You know, she did away with that reluctance that the black community had, or their belief that they could change things. You know, and she was very good at that. You need somebody like that in Texas, because if you got the black vote out in Texas, you could elect anybody you wanted to. You know, and
so Tyson's Acosta in chat, live chat, says that he was out jogging in the streets of Austin in 1984 and was struck by a piece of wood from a tree.
Yeah.
He got hit by lightning.
Yeah.
But he got
I don't know if that's true.
settlement for that. I don't know if it.
How did he get 20 million? The lightning paid for it? What?
I don't remember it being lightning, but somebody was held liable for that in court. He got millions of dollars.
So that's what happened.
They should have not had the tree there.
Or something like that, yeah.
Who knows?
Or they shouldn't have let people jog or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, really.
Wow. That's
one more reason to tell you that physical fitness is not good for you.
Yeah. Now, how's everything out in Long Island? Is everybody? See, I don't know what the various statistics are now for the various areas because since our governor has been caught with his pants down, so to speak, he doesn't do these press conferences anymore where he shows all the results of what area has a high level of infection. But Long Island was not doing well. Long Island was kind of in a hurtful place.
Way out east, there's a lot of, I would call them redneck Long Islanders who really didn't want to wear masks. And so there was sort of a surge, but I haven't been watching it closely, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, anytime anybody goes into a store or anything, everybody's wearing a mask, so that's not a problem. Things like beaches and parks and stuff, people don't necessarily wear a mask, but they're farther than 10 feet apart.
Yeah. You've gotten your shots, right?
No,
No?
I'm the one who was waiting until May.
Why are you waiting till May? What happens in
The
May?
only time I can get an appointment.
What?
That's what I've been trying and trying. I've had so much bad luck.
You know what I would suggest? Call a Walgreens. I've heard of people just literally signing up for a Walgreens and walking in
Or
the next day.
CVS, do you have
Or
been there?
CVS.
I gotta hang out there or something and
No,
say,
no. Well, just go online. Go online and look up CVS and see if or Walgreens and see if there's one near you that's giving out shots, and see what the wait is. It may be a lot shorter than May.
yeah.
You know.
The appointment is for one of the mass vaccination sites in Stony Brook.
Apparently, it's not mass enough.
Yeah, it's not fast enough.
Yeah.
And every time you go to the Suffolk County website to go into it, it's always no appointments, no appointments, no appointments, no appointments.
Wow, that's ridiculous. Scott, have you gotten your shot?
Yeah, I got my second one on Friday.
Yeah. Now you're how old?
I'm 50.
You're 50, but they're letting everybody get them now.
They're gonna lower it to, I believe, 16 in another 2 weeks. But I
Okay.
believe right now it's 30 on up, and then they're gonna lower it again, and then it'll be everybody.
That's the way it is in California. It's
Charlie's
gonna go-
had both of his.
Yep.
Alan's had both of his. Brian's had both of his, and Jeff has had both of his. And has Pam gotten both of hers now?
Pam's got both.
Oh boy!
All right.
Hey,
As
listen,
of
As you
today.
say.
you got to come into New York City, and we got to go out and have lunch,
I know.
and we can hang out at our
it's got
place and breathe in our faces,
2 weeks, right?
huh?
What do you have to
Yeah,
wait?
14.
You got to wait 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, and then you're through. Yeah.
No restaurant, she said.
And has your
I'm not
wife
gonna
gotten it
invest
yet, Brian? Oh no, she's only 14, right? So
No. She got it. She got it too.
she got both of them, or
Really?
Yeah, because of her work too.
They're getting the children's fair to fly to Hawaii.
That's good.
yeah. And I wonder. I guess eventually your kids will be able to get it too. I don't.
In Connecticut, I think if you're 16.
The 16, but I think there is going to be, they're going to even lower it lower because I think didn't Pfizer say that they were
Yeah,
able to
Pfizer
give
did a test to determine if people who are 2 years old, okay, and they feel there's no problems with that. They're
Must-
not doing it now.
must
but
be a very tiny
because they
needle.
reduced just the concentration.
Oh, okay.
And
What
I
I
wanted more for the teachers. They're supposed to go back on the 21st, so they have their spring break when we're going to go, and then they come back on the 21st.
well, they shouldn't let any kids in school who haven't gotten their shot.
Right.
And the reason
It's like normal.
And by the
Like
way,
all
somebody
the-
said to me, well, that might cause a legal problem or something. And I said, no way. I said, kids have had to be vaccinated in order to go to school anyway.
Yeah. They won't let you in school without your measles, mumps, and all that.
Exactly. So all they have to do is put it in with all of those, and your kid can come to school if they're vaccinated. That's it, plain and simple. And get all the teachers vaccinated, make sure they're protected, and those schools are going to be good to go.
Yep, I agree.
And that's exactly why the states have a database system. It's part of the Vaccine for Children program.
Yeah.
Everybody has access to it to look up the vaccines to see if they're allowed to go to school.
Now, what I heard today was that the largest group who is saying they're not going to get vaccinated,
Republicans,
evangelicals.
Yeah.
Now, what does this have to do with your religion? It's, maybe, I don't know, maybe the Jews will find it's not kosher for some reason. But, I mean, why would a bunch of evangelicals, who, by the way, will eat anything, why is it, do you know, Charlie, is there a...
Trust the science.
Well, I mean, they're anxious to go see God, I guess.
I do know one reason, though, that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine supposedly uses stem cells.
No.
And the abortion people are against it.
No, I don't think it uses stem cells.
I believe because the Catholic Church came out with something not to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because of that.
I don't think so. Let me look here on
Yeah,
online.
there was
I
an
don't
issue
think so
with it.
either. Nah.
Johnson.
They just
More
don't have
believe
stock
it's-
in Johnson & Johnson.
More for
Johnson
us.
Vaccine.
right.
Yeah.
Vaccine, and then I go, what do we want? Stem cells. Okay, here we go. Stem cells. Fetal stem cell lines were used to make the Johnson & Johnson.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the big thing with a lot of the evangelicals.
Okay, so they say they just don't want to get the shot, period.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about Johnson & Johnson. You could say, okay, well, I don't want the
Yeah, don't
Johnson &
want
Johnson. I want
Yeah.
the Astras. I want the Pfizer. I want the Moderna or whatever.
Yeah.
But and do they use fetal stem cells? That's the other question. Or do
I
they
believe
just?
they do, because that's what
And
Catholics
where
are.
most of the
I
stuff-
assume they're dead babies. You know,
They're from the abortions.
Yeah, fetal cells they do use.
are they from the abortions, or they just wait for a
Yes.
baby to die? I mean,
That's what they use them for, and so that they can actually save lives that way instead of just throwing the stem cells away
yeah,
and doing nothing with them.
We're
yeah.
up to 36 on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It says 38 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two
Oops,
more
it
jumped on.
that just turned 38 in California.
Well, just back to 37. Back to 37.
I still see 38. It'll change.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I guess so it's stem cells. I didn't realize that. Well, you learn something every minute, But I'm glad I got the Moderna. I'm very happy with that. Pfizer would have been fine too.
Yeah.
How many here had Moderna? Okay. How many here had Pfizer?
No,
Yeah. How about you, our friend John Redshaw? You haven't gotten yours yet.
He hasn't got any short.
How about you? How about you, Mr. Scott K?
Oh, I had Moderna.
Yeah.
Moderna.
But
Okay.
it's amazing technology.
Yeah.
I mean, both of those vaccines, it's going to change. I mean, not only is this significant that we, got a vaccine for a pandemic, it's a significant type of vaccine that's going to just change.
Well, it's
the world.
changed the whole way we look at vaccines. What this is a vaccine that teaches your body to go in and get a certain
Yes.
thing. Here's the information. It educates your body, and then it goes and gets those particular cells and singles them out and says,
Which
okay.
is what a vaccine's supposed to do.
Well, but it usually does it by giving you a little bit of the disease, and then you create antibodies.
Okay. Sometimes the disease is dead, like in flu shots.
Well, no, but that's what I'm
that's
saying.
how they do
That's
it,
how
yeah.
you get it. How you get the antibodies. They're killed viruses.
That's right.
That's what they're called. But they are, nevertheless, they give you a piece of the virus. This isn't a piece of the virus. Nothing
Right.
like that. So it's a product of modern science, which I got to be able to use before I dropped dead.
So I'm wondering, Trucker Steve, you're all over America driving. You can't just pull into someplace and get a COVID shot?
I've never thought about it, and I don't know if they would do it Canadian.
How would they know? claim you're homeless.
I would ask for your ID.
Yeah, I'm just
No.
wondering, if I were the United States, what I would do is, because you guys are traveling, and if somebody gets COVID, they could go and spread it just by the mere fact that they're going from one place to another.
I see. This is what I'm pissed off about. Is because in our county where I live, in London,
Mm-hmm.
I've been on the website and there's nothing mentioning truck drivers about being first liners,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
being part of the first liners.
yeah.
And we should be part of it.
Yeah.
Well,
We're crossing
absolutely.
the border every fucking day.
Well, here in California, you would be because you're a transportation person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't even have that. They don't mention transportation on the website. I've looked through it.
By the way, I have something I'm pissed off about. Oh, really, Alex? Do you have something you're pissed off
Yeah,
about?
really, not you.
Our governor last Wednesday or Thursday signed into law the legalization of marijuana.
Yeah,
Well,
but
But, what do you mean not that again?
We talked about it last week.
Oh, I forgot.
It's on YouTube.
I forgot. I'm just.
Facebook.
Well, no, I'm just mad. I don't want to have to wait. I mean, who knows if I'm going to live that long?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
got to be 2 years.
Yeah, it's going to be at least 2
years.
years. Because they're going to sit around jerking off going, well, should we make it legal?
Well,
Or should
smoke
we
it.
make
Why
them?
don't you? I thought you were doing edibles.
All I'm saying is, I want him to sign that, and the next day a store opens up. Okay?
Yes.
You know? And if you're going to figure out how you're going to license it, you should have figured that out already.
Sure.
You should have been
Have
ready.
examples, right?
You don't make it legal until you have all the stuff ready to go to make it legal. All
God,
right?
you would think this guy's a Republican.
You'd think he was out looking down women's blouses. Come on,
Yeah,
you know.
that's right. Look at all. Maybe he needs to change parties and he'll be protected.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know who said it, but it was one of our. It was what's his name, Meyer, the other Meyer,
And
Dan
Meyer,
Meyer,
yeah.
who said that one more woman complaining about Cuomo, and he'll give you free medical care. I mean, it seems as though every time a
What
new
happened
woman
to
comes
him?
forward, oh, well, we're lowering the age for when you can get your vaccine. Oh, we're going to legalize marijuana. Don't look at the man behind the curtain, right?
Dan hasn't been on in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's what my friend Shecky calls Cuomo's shiny penny. He brings out a shiny penny whenever he wants you to forget about what's going on. But I mean, why should I have to wait? Hey, you legalize. I mean, I know now I could probably smoke it while walking down the street and not get busted because it's legal. But I can't go into this store, this shiny little store, Mr. Pot. Go into a store and buy the stuff.
Why can't you buy it? I thought making it legal was making it legal.
Because they don't have the structure in
Yeah,
place.
the infrastructure.
The infrastructure, and that infrastructure is simply how are we going to tax it?
Yeah.
How much are we going to tax it? We got to license people to sell it. Well, you should. My feeling is you're going to legalize it, then you should have in the bill all those things ready to go.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
how many states are legal already that he has
Yeah, there's
examples?
already like
of?
13 states.
And
Yeah.
don't you realize that if he just simply said, okay, as soon as I sign this, we have all the things in force to be able to get this thing on underway, that the first shop, if he signed it on Thursday, would have opened up on Friday. Okay.
California was lucky. We had medicinal marijuana for a long time.
But we
here.
did. We have too.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you don't have shops?
No. No, you had to. I don't know. Where we did have it so that it was legal if you needed it for medical reasons, but you
Right.
had to jump through hoops to get it for medical reasons.
Yeah, but part of this, what you're saying is there's no stores to buy it.
Well, we all know that marijuana has to be regulated very heavily because it's a very dangerous drug. Okay. And I don't know. I smoked it once and I killed my wife at the time. So, it's just not, but I got off on
Where'd
the.
you get it from? I'd like to get some.
Well, I
of that.
got off on the excuse that I was just a little cranky that day, and
I was having
I
a
thought,
bad day.
Slayton, I thought Slayton used to have a line about smoking marijuana, and then he wants to make a sandwich and take a nap or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. I don't
My
want.
daughter goes up to college in Michigan, and Michigan just recently did recreational.
Yeah.
And she's in Ann Arbor. Oh my God, there's probably a dozen stores already.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
how,
in
what,
Ann Arbor.
but,
It's
but
amazing.
how long did it take between the time they made it legal and the
I
time the
want to take
stores
it.
opened?
It took about 6 months.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you can bet it's going to take 2 years in New York, because there's so much bureaucracy, and everybody's got their hand out and wants some dollars put into it, and
Maybe one more. Maybe you're just another woman away from going up to the court, and then maybe it's going to be tomorrow.
Why don't you open a shop in your downstairs in your building? Alex Bennett's dope.
Well, if we could just find some woman who says he held me down and fucked me, which nobody has done yet, I think we could have him open up, say, Friday. Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
Tell
probably.
Marjorie, take one for the team.
And by the way, the first one's free. So
But you know what's interesting? If you buy something in Michigan, from my experience, it's
Yeah.
all made in Michigan. I don't know if you can ship products across state lines.
No, I
Well,
don't think
all
If you're
I
going to
know.
sell something, you have to have infrastructure, people actually making stuff.
yeah.
yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
sure there already are.
Especially the edibles.
I'm sure there
The
already
edibles
are.
are the
If
big.
you,
Well,
if you take
here-
it across,
Here's the
take it
thing.
across state line, I think the Mann Act. No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
I want.
kidding.
Well, we'll have to ask what's his name about that.
Gates.
Gates. Wonder how Bill Gates feels about this. It's not. It's not spelled the same way.
He's probably listening to the show.
I mean, this is the kind of
Doesn't
name
mean
you'd use
no-
if you were doing a parody of Bill Gates, and then you wanted to call somebody some Gates, and you'd spell it that way. But anyway, so I know. I all I know is I'd like to make sure that maybe the pot could come from somewhere else, and we could get some of that good Mendocino weed. You know?
You want me to send you some?
Huh?
I'll send you some.
Yeah, send me some. Yeah, yeah. Oh, look who's there.
Hi.
There's Brian's better half, and there she goes. No,
That was his daughter, Alex.
that wasn't his daughter.
No, that's not his daughter.
That's
Here she is.
that's the super genetic qualities of his wife.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It makes my kids look good.
Who make the kids look good. Well, you're a pretty good looking guy yourself too, Brian. So don't
thank
don't put yourself down. But you produce a beautiful child there, the two of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
They look Korean.
How is she? Where
He
is
just
she?
needs to live by it.
Where is she right now? She doing anything?
No, they're all grounded for a few days, so
Why are they
Oh.
they're
grounded?
watching TV.
Why are they grounded?
Challenging us, that's all. You know how that goes.
Oh, really? Oh, the wonderful part about being a parent,
Yes.
yeah, having to get tough.
Yeah.
Who gets tougher, her or you? Huh? Oh, really? Really?
Now it's
so the
controlled.
truth
In other
comes
words,
out.
when the kids do
I
something,
never hit the kids. I tickle them.
yeah. Well, I don't believe in hitting kids, but usually I would think she would be tougher.
Oh.
Let me ask Adrian, who's tougher on you?
Aiden, who's mean, mommy or daddy?
What did she say?
She's just mumbling. She's
Just
not saying
mumbling. Okay. Anyway, hey, listen, thank you so much for joining me tonight, folks. We finished with 38 people. Gee,
Yeah.
where were you
That's what I
people
got.
earlier when we had the naked women on the show?
Yeah, we got women. 2 women.
Two naked women on the show. Anyway, thank you, Alan. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Mrs. Brian. What's your name again? I don't remember. Tiffany. I'll remember that forever now. Just think of a little green box, with good jewelry in it and stuff. And also Adrian, who is somehow, she's lurking behind. It's like your chair has a head on it, Anyway, thank you. Lovely family. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you to Trucker Steve. And is your dog with you? Is your dog with you, Trucker Steve? There he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jeff,
Rocky.
thank you. Appreciate it. And of course, Scott, thank you. And John Redshaw, both of you, please call again. Really, love having you here. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Why don't you wave good night, and I'll wave goodbye as well, and we will say good night to you. Okay, there they go, folks. That's our citizen panel for tonight. Let me get rid of them here. Jack Bishop will be having a citizen panel next over most of the same GabNet. And by the way, as long as we're at it, he uses Skype, and the name is GabNet Live. That's what you call. I'll see you again tomorrow night. There's a sports show on tomorrow night, I believe at 8:30. And then we'll be here at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time with more of The Ramble. In the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her. And please, still, wear a mask out there and be safe. Good night, everybody.